What's up, my peoples? Welcome back to CYPTV. You already know what it is, so let's go.
We haven't got a clue, really, have we, about our old civilizations? It's just all bamboozlement about they were primitive. I mean, look at this, it's unbelievable. Carved out chisels and hammers. It's like something out of Stargate. Some kind of sci-fi. Unbelievable. And as the water levels drop, not rise, we're going to be seeing a lot more videos like this.
Watch God strike down someone. According to the news, this man walks into a Pentecostal church in Bogota, Colombia to kill the pastor. As soon as he takes out the knife, the people cry out, "There's power in the name of Jesus. Hay poder en el nombre de Jesús." And God strikes him to the floor. At first, I thought this was staged because this is unbelievable. But it's real, and the guy is still in prison. If you believe in the power of God, subscribe right now and type amen in the comments.
Alright, that's what's up. Good for that dude.
That people are wearing that sells for $5,000.
No, that's so stupid.
It's just like a block of sellotape, and it's just got Balenciaga written on, like, underneath all the tape.
Is it actual tape? Do we think?
The creative director of Balenciaga wanted to experiment with transforming mundane objects into luxury goods to challenge what we consider as fashion.
It's amazing what people will spend money on, right?
A woman was electrocuted while using her phone when it was charging. He notices and goes on to save her. He literally saved her life. And this happens more often than you think. People die from this, like this 14-year-old girl from Vietnam. She was lying in bed using her phone while it was charging. Next morning, she was found. The culprit, a cheap, frayed charging cable. If your cable looks like this, throw it away.
So we are in Los Angeles, California, and someone put their lying to you. We're right here in LA on Olympic and Sycamore Square in Los Angeles. And I guess someone's lying to us. We'll see the rest of the message right now. I don't know what they're talking about, but that's crazy.
Somebody's trying to warn us, eh?
I was on my brother's laptop and found this site open. It's some kind of shoe store, but it's on the dark web. And something about it just feels wrong.
What I've noticed this year, I ain't smelled anybody cooking on the grill. I didn't see people posting their plates that they were having Memorial Day cookouts. It's just crazy times. I don't know. Everything just seemed like it's being thrown off.
There would be no gun battle, no laser beam battle. They would just analyze the genetic makeup of the people. They would sprinkle something in the atmosphere and in the water, and they'd wait about 3-4 months, a year, or whatever. They'd come back and we'd all be gone. But too easy. Yep. There's no fighting. Not at that level of consciousness. Not, as a matter of fact, what they would give us might even disintegrate our bodies, so they have no cleanup.
Yeah. He's an early 30 and you're a late 50.
Yeah.
But somehow you both look the same age there.
I suck baby's blood and put it on my face.
If you enjoy content like this, I put out several videos a week. It'll be amazing if you hit the subscribe button and join me in the next video.
It's obvious that there's an agenda against the disenfranchised and the uneducated. So ultimately, I think to counter that, we're going to have to talk to one another. One of the ways we used to do that was through our music. I grew up with the Staple Singers and Curtis Mayfield and Marvin Gaye's What's Going On and stuff like that. And that particular sound, you know, the sound of the people to voice our concerns in those areas is gone now.
Prince was murdered. That's not a theory. It's a trail of facts that don't add up. Let's start here. In 2016, Prince was found in the elevator of his Paisley Park estate. The official story? Accidental fentanyl overdose. But here's the thing. Prince was known to avoid drugs. He was health conscious, private, and spiritual. He didn't even like being around people who used. Just a few days before his death, he told a live audience, "Wait a few days before you waste your prayers." Like he knew something was coming. A week before that, his private plane made an emergency landing due to a medical emergency. His team called for help. A doctor was supposed to meet him, but that doctor never showed up. Why? Now here's where it gets deep. Prince had just won back full ownership of his music masters. Decades of fighting to control his art, and he finally won. Then suddenly, he's gone? Ask yourself, who profits when Prince dies right after reclaiming his legacy? Why did he warn people days before his death? Why the emergency landing, the missing doctor, the clean lifestyle, and yet a fentanyl overdose? This wasn't random. This wasn't fate. This was calculated. Comment truth if you want the full story.
This thing, they're calling it the jellyfish UFO. And it was a video taken by the U.S. military intelligence in 2018 in Iraq. They were tracking this thing and they could only see it with a thermal camera. This drone that was tracking it, they have the capability of locking in on like a tire of a car, like shooting out a tire of a car from 27 miles away. This giant thing that was floating, they said they literally couldn't lock onto it.
Oh, wow.
But it kept on going like white, black, like it was getting hot and cold, hot and cold. And then he said it went out over the water, dove into the water.
Oh my gosh.
Was under the water for 17 minutes, came out, then shot off in the blink of an eye at a 45-degree angle. They said that they had these hanging arms. It looked to have scales on it.
Ew.
Past month, something appeared in California, but it looked super similar.
Identical.
Jeez, man. What is that? Does that not look like 6 wings, 2 of which cover the feet?
Dude, it does.
I'm in debilitating fear right now. So scary.
But it's weird that we're just now seeing these types of shapes too. I wonder if there's any old footage that we can like confirm, like from the 60s or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, people seeing.
This Big Mac is now 7 months old. Y'all have been asking about it. Drum roll, please. And there she is, looking as beautiful as ever. Look at the cheese on that. That's pretty remarkable. No mold on the bun. The meat has a little bit of mold. You can see it on the edge. Many of you said, okay, you must be keeping that in a special storage container, sealing it from air. I'm not. This thing is just sitting up in my cupboard in the kitchen, just sitting there. Matter of fact, too hot of a place, honestly, to put any food. So you think there'd be mold all over it. That shows you how many chemicals are in this thing that it still looks that good. Where's the mold on the bun? Yeah, loaded with preservatives. If it's not decaying in here, yeah, you're not digesting it either.
True that, yo. Stay away from fast food, period.
Imagine going to see the Final Destination and you almost lived it in real life. I need y'all to put this into perspective. Say you go to the movie theater, you excited to watch Final Destination. You go a little earlier because you're so excited. You get your popcorn, you get your drink and some other snacks. You walk into the theater, you sit in the seat that you picked out, y'all. You watch the trailers and then the lights dim because the movie about to start. So you take a sip of your drink, you eat your popcorn, and then minutes into the film, the ceiling over top of you collapsed. That's what happened to this 29-year-old who went to go see the movie that was in Argentina. This lady name was Fiamma Filaverdi. So when the incident happened, she was rushed to the hospital because her back and her ankle was. And get this, y'all. They said it was 40 other people in that movie theater, and she the only one that got injured. Sometimes movies ain't just movies, y'all. You gotta understand and you gotta be aware of your surroundings. Every time I walk into a theater, I always look up, down, left, right.
It's alright to look around and be aware, but how would you know something like that's gonna happen, especially in the movie theater where everything's dark, right?
It's amazing how they literally put the truth right in front of your face in 2025, and still people just completely forget about what they just showed you. Think about this, right? These robots and these masks, by the way, and don't forget that they are decades, literal decades farther. I mean, what we could even believe that they have. And now they're showing us this while they have artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence going on. These masks and all the weird things we've been seeing on the TV lately. You know, the really weird wrinkles in the neck and just weird creases in the face that should not be there. It's pretty crazy, right? And of course, it is all for entertainment, but wait till you see the end on just how amazing it looks. and entertainment. But what if these things were all over the place in front of us on the TV and we just had no idea? Also, we only ever see the front of these people as well. Just throwing that out there for no reason at all.
You know, that just reminds me of the movie Total Recall. If you've seen that movie, you already know what I'm thinking about.
Bro, Justin Bieber is totally broke, and no one even knows how it happened. Justin Bieber, the world-famous superstar who grew up right in front of us, yeah, he's straight up out of money. Over his career, he supposedly made between $500 million and $1 billion, but he blew it all and ended up in such a bad financial spot that he had to sell his entire music catalog for just $200 million. Yeah, that means he doesn't even own his own songs anymore. But how did Justin get to this point? It's not just from spending in fancy stores. The truth is, Justin's been struggling for years with heavy addictions, drugs, alcohol. He was slowly destroying himself.
I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. It was just an escape for me. I was just young.
He even admitted that at one point, he'd wake up and get high first thing in the morning. On top of that, he's been dealing with major mental health issues, depression, anxiety, burnout, all because he got thrown into this industry way too young and way too fast. And whatever he went through in his childhood probably made it even worse. He burned through millions on impulse, toxic people, and had no real grip on anything. Selling his catalog wasn't some smart business move, it was survival. So now he doesn't even control his own music, and he's out here trying to piece his life back together. Like, how is this even real? Am I crazy? Or is this actually happening?
Made a mini ray gun. This looks like something straight out of a movie. This can't be real, right? Just imagine what the military has. If this man disappear, we know why.
Computers are taking over now. Computers and automation. And in the year 2000, there just won't be enough jobs to go around.
I think the population will have gone up so much that either everyone will be living in sort of big domes on the Sahara, or they'll be undersea.
What, in the year 2000? I think I'll probably be the spaceship to the moon dictating robots to robots. Or else I may be, I don't know, in charge of a robot court, judging some robots. Or I may be at the funeral of a computer. Or if something's gone wrong with their nuclear bombs, I may be sort of coming back from hunting in a cave.
It'll be so overpopulated that there'll all be wars, all nuclear explosions and everything. It'll make the Earth, too much radiation on it. It'll become too hot to live on.
It's crazy how those kids predicted this in 1966.
Nope, I just caught them. They're caught. That is not the plane. That's not the plane. I've seen that plane before. You think that's the plane that crashed today in San Diego? Nope. So let me just show you this news station that's claiming to have a picture of the plane that crashed. So if you want to see where that plane is actually from, it's about a year ago, April 29th, 2024, and it's this plane right here. So if they're trying to show a plane from 2024, then where's the actual plane, if there was one? Because this is that same exact picture. Funny too how ABC News is claiming to have found airplane parts. You know how easy it would be to just toss something in the road and take a picture of it? Why is it the only thing that's not burnt? Why is it that an alleged airplane piece is the only thing that's not burnt when the entire road is burnt up, including houses, cars, everything? But the airplane itself didn't get burnt? But I want to see a real picture of this plane. Just because a plane crashed, it doesn't just disappear. It's still going to be there. I want to see some pictures of this plane.
Yo, you think that's scary? Check this out. So we've already talked about the dead internet theory. I already showed you that I made this AI model off of ChatGPT. This is where it's going to get really, really interesting. So here's the model, another image that I made of her in the city, her outfit of the day, and here's another image of her getting ready to go to yoga that I created. This is what I use for Runway ML to animate her face. But that's not the crazy part. I use Pika to animate her with me. This is the final result of her in the video with me. The future is gonna look nuts.
The next step will be her as a robot and really being with him.
Oh, people are being taken at an alarming rate right now? What? Yeah, this is a high alert message. Women and children are being taken at an alarming rate right now. They're doing things like having old people at stores ask you to help them to their car, and then they're leading you to a van to be abducted. It happens in a split second. It's hard to avoid once you get right where the van is. They're having people put things on your windshields. I know a lot of us have heard this, but usually it's going to contain something, some sort of chemical that's going to make you drowsy. Once you get back in your vehicle where you won't be able to drive, then they hop in and just drive off with you. Okay. They're giving you things like business cards, and once you touch the business card, you're going to get drowsy and you're going to be taken. Some of them are also doing a tactic where they're selling roses on the side of the street. So when you go to buy them, as soon as you grab the rose and start walking off, you get drowsy and you get taken. Okay.
Nothing, and I mean nothing, is real anymore. Everything real will be fake and everything fake will be real. That's what I was saying 3 years ago when AI was getting crazy. This right here is not real. This is Google VO.
One move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time.
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
Every video I'm showing you in this video is all going to be artificial intelligence. But think about everything that's happened these last 2 years. Everything they released to the public, they are decades farther than that. So if they're releasing this now, they must have had this technology for a very long time now. The streamers leading the youth to pollution. Are half of them even real? And what about the holographic technology that can show stuff like this right in front of us and it looks real as well? These artificial generations are so good they could literally fool any person on the earth right now. Don't forget, most of life in 2025 happens on the phone and not in real life. There's only one reason things like this would be allowed. I'm not going to tell you what that is, so I'm sure you can figure it out.
AI and AI videos are getting good. It's already hard to tell what's real and what's not.
What happened at Coachella this year? Here are the 4 weirdest moments you seriously can't ignore. Right from the start, things felt off. Billie Eilish walked on stage barefoot. No intro, no sound. Just 1 full minute of complete silence. Then she screamed, "Wake up!" and jumped straight into her first track. No one knows if it was performance art or a full-on meltdown. Then came Doja Cat. She always goes wild, but this time she wore a full alien-style exosuit with LED veins that lit up with the bass. At one point, her eyes turned pitch black on the screen. People were shook. Like, is that even normal? Some random guy in a bunny costume crashed Skrillex's set. He grabbed the mic and yelled, "Coachella isn't real." Security didn't even move. He just walked away like nothing happened. Still, nobody knows who he was. And the craziest part? Lana Del Rey ended her set with a slow, creepy version of the national anthem while drones made an upside-down pyramid in the sky. The whole crowd went dead silent. No cheers. Just this weird vibe, like everyone saw something they shouldn't have.
Imagine that while digging on a piece of land that you own, you find a massive amount of gold, believe you instantly got rich, but the government comes in, takes it all, and leaves you with nothing. Well, this is exactly what happened to a man named Mitchell DuPont when he found gold while digging on his farm back in April of this year. According to Mitchell, while he was digging on his farm, specifically through clay, he noticed something shiny sticking out of it, and when he inspected it further, he realized that it was pure gold. And it was a lot of it. The amount of gold estimated to be under his land is about 150 tons, which translates to about 4 billion euros or $4.5 billion. Unfortunately for him, the French government stepped in quickly, and according to their law, all natural resources, including gold, belong to the government, so they made him give everything up and left him with nothing. This whole situation has led to some very interesting debates. While some people believe that the government had every right to take the gold from his property, others believe that he should be able to keep it since he found it, or at the very least be compensated in some way. Believe a like and let me know what you do in this situation.
Jonathan Odie. Can you update my audience on who Jonathan Odie is?
Most people remember the video. It was in 2018. He was the Trump Doral hotel shooter. He was making bizarre claims, like he was Diddy's sex slave, and that Diddy had forced him to have sex with his girlfriend Cassie. He also talks about like the Black Boule and the Illuminati.
Do you know Sean Combs? Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati. Okay. It's the black people. I had a settlement with Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. They move all the dope. Okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by customs, by dealer inside the United States.
So everything he's saying about the relationship between Diddy and Cassie ended up being verified and true and sounded insane at that time. He also says that Diddy's a member of the Black Illuminati and that he would hear him on the phone discussing matters. He also mentioned in this, we didn't show this clip, but he mentions pink cocaine.
Yeah.
At that time, no one knew what he was talking about. Suddenly, Lil Rod's lawsuit is speaking about that exact same drug that he's saying is a combination of all sorts of drugs like MDMA and cocaine. And again, all of this is allegedly, but he says that essentially that's what Diddy is giving out at these parties that has people that is so high, rather. Again, what year was this that Jonathan Odie was arrested?
2018.
And we can also now confirm that he was indeed a sex slave to Cassie and Diddy. Cassie was asked
Cassie
questions.
testified about him.
Cassie testified about him and was asked questions and confirmed.
I want him to take the stand so bad.
So what's going on?
Also, while we're on the Black Boule thing, that Jonathan Audi brings up the Black Boule.
Because when you actually brought up the Black Boule, I had no idea what that was.
I don't know a lot about it, and I think that there's a lot of versions of it. I think the understanding is that it traces back to like the black nobility and one of the royal families.
I think there might be a Wikipedia.
Yeah, there is, and so it that in modern times there's lots of different takes on it, but the theory is that you sell out your own. And so the Black Boule, my understanding is that they are sort of the black people that sell out the other black people on behalf of, the Illuminati or the guys controlling the world. And LeBron James does have a gigantic back tattoo of the crest, like the symbol itself of the Black Boule. Very, very literally the exact image. Or it's his chest, I think.
I think it's on his.
See how everything is coming out? People that talked in the past about these things, and now these allegations, and now everything's coming to the light. The truth is coming out.
Update time. Are you guys ready for this? Because the Buga Sphere has been sent to a university in Mexico. Because the video I'm about to share is from yesterday, May 23rd, and the university is supposed to put out official documents within the next few days, basically documenting what they discover. But this is what they've seen so far. If you have not heard of the Buga Sphere yet, I'm just going to add this to a playlist. You can catch up after. So at 1,000 times magnification, what do you guys think that is? Do you know? It's optic fibers.
¿Este tiene más fibra óptica que el otro? Sí, definitivamente más. Pero, ahorita no. ¿Y por qué sería esto?
So now they tested the materials surrounding the fiber optics, and it did come back with silicon oxide, which can form a coating on polymers, offering barrier properties against gases like oxygen and water vapor. Now it's very early in the study of what all of these do. Now they're assuming at this point that these are all different sensors for different things, and they think they're picking up things like humidity, temperature, pressure, atmospheric stuff. But they're also saying they could be picking up video, photos, and audio. Now here's a really good zoomed in image, and remember that these are at 1,000 times magnification. Oh yeah, and they also said they detected a radio frequency that it is broadcasting. So I'm going to keep an eye out for what the university puts out that they discover.
So apparently they actually captured real alien technology in Colombia, and it's all on video. You know those orb UFOs we've been seeing zipping around in far away, blurry, shaky phone cam footage? Well, they caught one, or so they say, after it fell from the sky after getting shocked by a power line. Called the Buga Sphere, observed by multiple witnesses and recovered by a group of amateurs near Buga, Colombia. And it was all caught on camera by two separate individuals, from it flying around before falling to the ground to them actually walking up to it, which honestly looks pretty convincing. They claimed the sphere was freezing cold to the touch when they first picked it up, and that one of them also got very sick for days after touching it. It weighed about 4.5 pounds when they first recovered it, but after taking it to a lab, it somehow weighed closer to 22 pounds, about 5 times heavier. It's engraved with all these crazy looking designs, symbols, and grooves that go all around it. On the front, there's a particular pattern that looks like a circuit board, surrounded by what appear to be characters in an unknown language. When using AI to translate it, it read, "The origin of birth through union and energy in the cycle of transformation, meeting point of unity, expansion, and consciousness, individual consciousness. Okay, take that with a grain of salt. Among the researchers in the independent lab that took it in for study was X-ray radiologist Jose Luis Velasquez, who performed a series of in-depth scans on it, and he found out just how impressive this object really is. The scans determined the sphere is made of 3 very dense layers, has a chip-like core on the inside with perfect internal symmetry, and has 18 tiny microspheres inside of it as well that happen to align with the circuit board pattern on the outside, which ufologists are claiming is what powers the device's anti-gravity, possibly a zero-point energy propulsion system. 32 dots align the grooves that surround the entire sphere, which appear to have been drilled out from the inside. Despite it having no signs of welding, joints, or seams anywhere along its surface, yet appears to be a completely homogeneous object, which is just impressive engineering by any means. It was also measured as emitting its own electromagnetic field, and its surface temperature was unusually variable, going up and down at all times. It also didn't react to heat, neither scorching nor even getting hotter when they put a blowtorch to it, and when they poured water on it, it evaporated while staying completely cool to the touch. Rumors went around that Russia contacted the team in possession of the sphere with an offer to purchase it before it was sent to Mexican authorities, who allegedly now have possession of it and are studying it further. We do know for sure it's an artificial object, whether it be man-made or extraterrestrial made. And obviously the internet is in an uproar, absolutely insisting this is just another hoax. I just think it's funny that when we get blurry, shaky cam UFO videos, skeptics claim it's inconclusive and demand high quality footage, but whenever we do get tangible, conclusive, and up-close evidence like this, the same people call it fake, which hey, it very well might be, but man, I really hope it's not.
Dude, they got her. I'm not kidding. Look at her hand. Look at Chloe's hand. Look how it's gray, man. I've got the answers. I know what happened, seriously. So this right here was Chloe before, man. Somebody explain. Hold on. Before we go to that, just check us out. What about this chick right here off Wicked? What's up with their hands being like... Explain it. Because before... Okay, it cut her. Anyways, before, dude, she had fat hands, but now they're... Anyways, hold on. Same thing with Ariana Grande, dude. Look at her before. Woo-wee. What happened to her, man? I mean, how can we help her is what I want to know. Seriously, man. All of these Hollywood people, dude, they go from looking like normal, good looking, whatever, to something happens to them and they go looking like this. Now, somebody tell me why they go looking like this. Tell me, okay? Did y'all know that I use electroculture in my garden too, man? Check out this strawberry, man. Electroculture is where you get copper, you put a little spiral, anyways, look at the difference in that and none. Explain that to me. If it doesn't work, explain it. But back to Chloe though, man. Look, if you really want to know, dude.
The moon might be artificial. Not only that, a planted artifact. Back in 1970, 2 Soviet scientists dropped a bombshell in Sputnik magazine. And yes, that's a real Cold War era publication, claiming the moon isn't natural at all. They called it an intelligently engineered spacecraft, something built, brought here, and parked in perfect orbit by someone. Sound crazy? Ancient myths across the globe talk about a time before the moon existed. The Greeks wrote about it, so did the Bolivians. The Zulu? They say it was dragged into orbit by dragons. Dragged, also suggesting it wasn't there before. And when it showed up, the skies broke, rain fell, the sea danced. The sea danced? This was before we knew that the moon controlled sea waves. Then there's the weird stuff scientists don't talk about. In 1971, a cloud of water vapor appeared on the moon and stayed for 14 hours. No explanation. NASA's logged over 2,000 flashes of light on the moon since 554 AD. They call it TLP, Transient Lunar Phenomena. But they never tell you why it happens. They never really have actual answers. It's always a glitch, a reflection, an illusion. But we've heard that before, haven't we? So maybe the real question isn't what the moon is, but maybe it's who put it there.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
People have just found out that they definitely should not be doing this. This is absolutely insane. The fact that people didn't know this. What the hell? Everybody has a bed. I'd take my chances that you're laying in it right now. Now let me ask you, when was the last time you changed your bedding? But not just the sheets. I mean your mattress, your pillows, your duvet, the actual duvet. Now I don't have to tell you that when you lay in a bed, it's obviously going to get a bit dirty after laying in it every single night and day. Now according to studies done, the average time that people change their bedding is about every 4 to 5 weeks, but this is gonna shock you. Now, studies show that it is essential to replace your bed sheets very regularly because they get absolutely filthy. Dead skin, little bugs, everything, with the most research saying that you should be changing your sheets every single week. But what about the physical stuff? So your actual pillows you sleep on, you should be replacing these, like throwing them in the bin, after 2 to 3 years. Blankets, duvet covers, towels in the bathroom between 3 and 4 years. The sheets that you put over the bed, you should be getting rid of this after 1 to 2 years, chucking it out and getting a new one. And I know for certain 90% of you lot have had the same pillow for probably like 20 years, but it is very, very bad for you. And of course, the actual mattress that you're sleeping on between every 6 and 8 years.
This right here was what they showed on the news, weather report, and even the doomsday fish are acting up. We'll come right back to the 1000th doomsday fish that we've seen so far. But let's check out some unrelated anonymous weather phenomenon. Seems like the East Coast is under some very, very, very hazy skies. You wanna know what these hazy skies remind me of? Derealization. It's unrelated, but it seems like everyone's dealing with derealization lately. What about you? Unrelated, just for attention, I mean, the derealization is just off the chain these days, right? What are these giant circles popping up? Crazy enough, they pop up alongside really, really bad storms. Speaking of storms, this right here has to be a sign. Crazy hail, and it literally stopped on the border. Literally on the border. I guess this crazy hell-like hail is normal now, because it's been everywhere, right? Did you know that scientists are actively adding new cloud patterns to the sky because we're seeing things that we have never seen before? This is the skies, it's not a wave. Like that thing we saw at the very beginning, right? And we've had 3 doomsday fish pop up in the last 48 hours. I've seen 3 different videos in 3 different places. And again, this is like a once in a lifetime, if that, occurrence. But these are happening every single day because something weird's happening on Earth and they are well aware of it. These doomsday fish are literally a sign of just that, apocalyptic earthquakes and crazy things happening on the Earth. In ancient times, they would always see this first, so I really wonder what's going on, even though it's all unrelated. Let me know what y'all think.
Do you think what's happening with the weather is man-made, with all these chemtrails and things they pump in the air? Or do you think this is just a natural phenomenon that we just haven't seen before?
Is called digital kidnapping, and yes, it is as scary as it sounds.
And this is why I don't put my kids on this internet, man.
But now experts are issuing this new alert that bad guys are using our posts against us to track our children. This morning, you're about to see how they do it. From Facebook to Instagram, parents sharing their children's lives online. But now the new world crime, digital kidnapping, predators stealing your kids' photos and spreading them online. This stranger posting on Facebook claiming this girl was his daughter. In another recent case, a child's photo was tagged on a porn site.
Listen, this is why I don't put my kid on this internet. And with this new technology of AI, bro, do y'all know what the AI is doing with your kids' photos? It can actually make them move and do whatever else.
That's Michelle and Reese. They think we're doing a general story about social media. What they don't know, back in Ohio, cyber safety expert Jesse Weinberger is poring over their social media pages, checking for private information. So what do you find here?
Through mom's Facebook account and everything that she's posted, I was able to find out husband's name, children's names. She has 2 children. I know their ages. I know their dates of birth. I know where they go to school. I have the address of the school. I have the name of the teacher. I know exactly which playgrounds they visit, how often they
Man, listen, man. We need to go back to the old photo album. Y'all remember when we used to sit in the living room and everybody be like, look, this is when I'm on that. And this is real, man. We got to protect our children at all costs. We was already dealing with them, trying to push all kind of stuff mentally on them. Now they doing this. You got to watch them. They can't go play. Remember the days of your kids can go outside and just play and be in the neighborhood and the neighbor watch them? Man, that's over. Man. Us parents, it's like, damn, I got to shelter this crazy world we live in is mad crazy, y'all. That's how I feel about it. And like I said, this AI is doing the craziest, finding out what a kid play. Think about that, dog. Let's find out what a kid play. Everything about your child. It could just do face recognition and know everything about that child. Ain't that scary? On top of that, it can make, if you think about it, if they got a picture of your child right now, right? It can make it do whatever it want to do without them doing it. Right now, I can send a video to you, right, of your wife or your husband cheating, and it's all off a picture and it's in video, all off one picture, bro. And I made a video and sent it, and it's damn near real now. That's where we at with this technology and AI. It used to be like, nah, I don't look real. Now, we at that area. So with that being said, is they making stuff for them to look at with your child. And I heard they're selling it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Man, if you know anybody that's doing that, man, knock they block off, bro. And tell, please, man, this is getting out of hand. Y'all comment below, tell me what you think. Any other stuff that we need to put these people on up here? Because this is wild.